2020 is here, long drive schedules have been released. Let's talk about how to enter a long drive competition. What do you need? How fast do you need to be? How can you get faster, etc, etc. Let's get into it. Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. Simon down here at Burford Golf Lab. 2020 long drive competitions. It's what I've been training for through the whole of 2019. We've got faster. We've gone from an average of 170 ball speed to about 192. We need this year to get up to 200 plus, which is a massive push. But I'm learning a lot, and there's a lot of areas in my swing that I need to be working on, and fitness, nutrition. This is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be covering on my channel this year. Traveling to these places, meeting these absolute units and monsters that crunch the ball, playing vlogs with them, that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I'm excited for this year because I do feel this is a journey that no one's ever done, or at least videos, and I do feel like it's some new kind of content, as well as keeping up with all the other stuff that I am doing. Now, obviously I had a baby girl 6 weeks ago, so training, nutrition has been somewhat inadequate, but we're back into it. I'm getting the rhythm. Obviously you've seen some more uploads on the channel, so I wanted to get back into making videos again. Training, nutrition. Hopefully now I've got the, even though the lack of sleep, I've got the dad strength. For whatever reason, dads are always freakishly strong even though they don't look it. So hopefully I've got a bit of dad strength now, and that's gonna help me get up to that 400 yard mark. Because we haven't hit 400 yards yet. The PB at the moment is 393 on the GC2. So that's just a measure. Hopefully we can hit 400 yard averages in here. That doesn't necessarily always translate on the golf course, and obviously competing outdoors this year with wind direction, nerves, pressure, teeing the ball up, you name it, that's something that I've got to accomplish this year as well. But I want to talk about competitions, how to enter them, because a lot of you message me, how do I enter, what do I need, how am I going to get faster, etc, etc. And I'm obviously going to do a bit of training tonight and just overlay that so this video is not really boring. Guys, if you wouldn't mind leaving this video a like, I greatly appreciate it. Comment down below if you have any questions, and yeah, let's get straight into it. Now, currently in the UK, there aren't that many events. Now, there's a few private events, I would say, which hopefully are going to get a bit more public, between guys that just want to train and obviously be under pressure and put some money in the pot, and we will play for it. And those are the kind of things that I will be filming throughout the course of the year. My ambition is to make a local long drive scene in the UK, 6 to 8 of them, find a venue, very cheap to enter, come along, have a beer, hit some balls, learn from other people. That's my aim, that's my game plan. And if anyone has, I'd say in the Midlands, because that's probably the easiest place for the whole of the UK, a driving range or a bunch of simulators that would be up for that. Don't mind guys that are units that are going to hit 200 excess mile/hour ball speeds, then get in touch, and I'd love to be the focal point and the person that can obviously organise these, because it's not only going to benefit myself but obviously grow the scene. I have at least 20 to 30 guys in my DMs that want to get into long drive. So I know there's guys out there, whether they're ready or not ready, that want to get into it. And I think in the UK, there is definite shout to have these kind of events, but it's a venue. And I know that's the difficult part, and obviously getting everyone in the same place. But even if we get 15 guys, that's 20 quid a head, winner takes all. I think that'd be quite cool. But Germany at the moment is the plan. 2nd of April. Pre-season is my game plan personally of my first event, or first official event I should say. It is my wife's birthday. I am taking a road trip, us family, first holiday to Germany. We're going to go for 5 days in Germany, and obviously it just so happens to be that the place that I'm going to be competing for my long drive. My wife is very happy with the idea. I obviously lucked out in life. Now, that is going to be my first event. The actual season, and that's on European Long Drive Games, by the way. I'll show you the website and the link for you to go and have a look at that. Now, obviously, it's going to cost money in terms of the event. It's going to cost money in terms of travel, the hotel, etc, etc. I know this is going to be a little family holiday, But in the future, obviously it does cost money to do these things, and I can understand why a lot of people don't get into long drive, is because there's a big excess of money to get into it. But going forward, obviously in the main season, I'll be looking for people to obviously travel with, share hotel rooms with, just to keep the cost down, and then also have a laugh. Like, the idea is we go to another place, travel, hit a load of golf balls, have a few beers, and then call it a day. So I'm hoping there's going to be a few of you guys, if you're interested in obviously traveling to these places, if you've been before or not been before, obviously let me know, and I'll be happy to travel with you. I'll probably vlog it, so you're going to be on camera, but as long as you don't mind that, I could plug your Insta as a bonus. Now, I'm not a personal trainer, so do not take any of this advice as gospel. However, from personal experience, what I've found helped me this year go from 170 to 190 is leg work. That's it. Like, I feel leg work in the gym, box jumps, squats, lunges, deadlifts, etc, etc. Some of you might agree with me, some of you might not agree with me. Core and legs has basically been the sole thing that's helped me get faster this year, mainly because I can now swing, or if you look at my swing now, I can swing a lot faster and have a lot more stability in the lower half of the body than I ever could. Before I was doing it for aesthetic reasons at the start of the year, whereas now it actually looks like I'm generating some kind of power from the ground, even when one of my foot is basically off it. So we're going to be heavily smashing legs and core this year. We're going to have big glutes, there's no question about that. There's going to be tons of speed training, interval training, getting faster because I need speed. I don't necessarily need strength, but they kind of come hand in hand. And progressively this year, we need to get the club head speed up to the 140 mark. Now, that is a massive shout. I'm at about 132 at the moment. 8 miles an hour in club head speed is a massive goal. If I get to 140, then I'll be ecstatic. But I'm going to be doing that through nutrition, obviously slightly bulking up, but at the same time keeping massive flexibility. It's a massive balancing game. You've got some guys that hit the ball mile that are just units but don't have flexibility, and you've got some guys that are like whippets and they're so, like, not skinny, but they're so slight, but they've got massive range of movement and they can generate that club head speed. So there's no right or wrong way. I feel like I'm in the middle. I'm 6'1", I weigh about 100 kilos, and I'm somewhere in the middle of that. So I'm thinking personally, Jamie Sadalowski, that's the kind of swing I'm looking for, and hopefully I can kind of replicate something along those lines this year. But in terms of gym work, is going to be, and I will do some videos on this for anyone that's interested, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be short reps, explosive through it, so slow on the decline and then really explosive through it to try and keep that speed up. And yeah, eating the right stuff and staying flexible. Stretching has been key. And equipment. Now, obviously I'm not going to have a club sponsor, but I do need to get some clubs. Now, I've been building my clubs so far, and a lot of you guys do ask me, Simon, where do you get your long drive stuff? Now, obviously I'm fortunate I can build clubs, so I can take a shaft from one head, put it in another. You need a 48-inch driver. Regardless whether you use that in competition or not, I guarantee you need to start getting a 48-inch driver just to practice with, because it's going to help your club head speed from the get-go. And it's one of the hardest things that I got adjusted to at the start. It's just so different because you're never hitting the middle of the club face for the first 2 months. You feel ultra slow. It actually helps you swing around yourself more when you've got a 48-inch shaft. With a standard shaft, there's just no weight there, so it doesn't really help the club go any further back. So I highly recommend you get a 48-inch shaft, and you have to probably get that off eBay. Again, I'll show you some suggestions that I found on eBay. Brute Golf, I found this Brute Golf 2.0 is one of the lowest spinning heads that I've ever had. Crank Golf, the crank heads as well, good, but they cost a lot of money. So obviously that's another expense. That's something obviously that I've got to look and sort out this year, because if I have one of these drivers break in competition, then I need a backup, as well as depending on my swing on the morning, i.e. slow, fatigued, quick, fast. I'm going to have 3 different drivers that are going to be suited for those 3 different swings. It's exactly the same as getting club fitted. If you've got club fitted first thing in the morning and club fitted last thing in the evening, you're probably going to have 2 different shafts in your irons because of the way you're swinging it. And it's exactly the same as long drive. Numbers and building a club that's built for me is one of my biggest strengths. I don't have the fastest ball speed, but my numbers are near on flawless with this thing, which means that I can get 380, 390 yard drives consistently. If someone hits a 420, 440 yard drive, I'm at the moment out of luck. So that's one of the things I need to work on. I need to work on that one ball that goes a mile. But I do feel like I will be one of the more consistent hitters on the tour next year. But I need to get faster. There's no question about that, because if one guy does hit a good one, then I might as well pack up and go home. Also, quickly to add on, what shaft should you get? 48-inch shaft is the most important thing. Now, I would say don't go more than XX as your first ever long drive driver. I went XXX when I bought my first one, which is fine because it was just something to test with, but it was near on pointless, and the ball never got up in the air. X or XX, that's all you need. Again, I highly doubt that you'll be spinning the ball too much, that you need something of that description. Maybe you do. Again, this is a new realm for me in terms of club fitting for 48-inch shafts, but I highly recommend going softer rather than stiffer at the start, because you'll save yourself a lot of aggro when it comes to obviously trying to hit the golf ball somewhat airborne in those first initial days. And lastly, content. First of all, I want you guys to give me suggestions what you want to see from these guys in terms of should we do club reviews with guys that hit it 400 yards? Should we give them different clubs to obviously test and try? Should we do cash tournaments? Should we do, I don't know, you name it. I want to do something different. Obviously these guys are good players as well. A majority of them are scratch golfers, even though the ongoing joke long drivers can't play golf. The majority of them are all Cat 1 players. If you can hit the ball 380 yards, normally you're going to be able to find a fairway with a 5-iron. So I'm definitely going to do some course vlogs, and this goes to anyone that is doing long drive, competing in long drive, wants to be in the videos. If you live somewhere south or southwest where I am, then drop me a message if you're happy to travel, or if I'm going to travel, not an issue. But content, building the community. I want 2020, especially in the UK, to have a massive long drive scene, and something a bit more accessible for people to obviously meet, talk, compete, get better, train, because I love the sport. I do. It ties the two things that I love most, gym and golf. And I don't have a lot of time for playing golf as such in terms of 18 holes, but I like the idea of training and getting faster, and only needing one ball to go straight rather than all of them when I'm out on a golf course. So if you are interested in doing some videos with me and you are a long driver, i.e. swing it at 130 miles an hour plus, then get in contact, and I'd love to do some videos with you guys and hopefully build this community this year. Guys, there you have it. If you have any questions, leave me a message down below. That's where I am at the moment. I have no idea what kind of numbers, by the way, I've posted throughout this video. I don't know if I've hit a PB or we didn't even break 340. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you ever so much for watching. Leave this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you are new. Catch you guys later.